Alfa Romeo non è solo un'automobile, è uno stile di vita. È un simbolo di passione, un simbolo di precisione meccanica e un simbolo di emozione.
Right, so Alfa Giulia Quadrifoglio. I've never driven this car on track before. I've just had cameraman James took it out and brought it back with the engine management light on, and then Ray, my teammate Ray, took it out and brought it back with the low brake pads light on. So we have to go a little bit easy. Bit of a vibration there. Just been out in the Swift, so it's quite a big difference. Remember, this guy was a little bit all over the place when I was behind him in the Swift, so we'll be a bit careful. Yellow flag, no overtaking. Oh dear, someone's off. That will probably be another red flag. There's already been 3 tonight, although he's still moving. Could do with getting past this guy really, because he's a little bit erratic. Wonder if he'll let us go. And then we're being blocked in by this. Sun's extremely low. What is it, McLaren? Is that 570? 720, isn't it? Okay, we'll go through there, please, mate. Helps to have a little bit of horsepower when you're passing these quick cars. Got this racing Clio in front of us now. It's amazing how much quicker a fast road car is than compared to sort of a normal, in air quotes, track car on the straights. You have to brake a lot more for the corners. So this is flat in the Swift. I'm braking there in the Giulia, still running a bit wide. You got to bleed off a lot more speed than you think. Moving around a bit there on the bumps. I'm not surprised Ray's won the brakes out of this one, because a lot of the lap is spent braking. Has this guy seen us? Let us go. Thank you. Completely different driving style to in the Swift that I've just been in. So I'm only just coming on full throttle now, whereas you're almost, not quite, but nearly flat in the Swift through that corner. Much earlier on the brakes. Handles really nicely. It's kind of a little bit soft. I'm going to put it in stiff suspension mode, see how that is. So I just knocked it into drive there, not intentionally, when I was changing the suspension, and I think it actually dropped the power a bit, because when I put it back into race it seemed to kick it up a notch and I was on full throttle. So maybe you do get a little bit more power in race mode. Have to look that up. Got new tyres on the front, so don't see them lasting very long. but it's the rears that are going to really struggle. So we're planning to take this to the Nürburgring in a couple of weeks' time, where Misha, whoa, a bit of oversteer, that was quite fun. Misha Chaldron's going to do a lap in the car, and then hopefully I'll do a lap as well. Got a lot of traffic here. So so we're going to need new brake pads for sure on the front for that. Maybe do them all round. It's not the cheapest thing in the world to do discs and pads on a Quadrifoglio. But you know, we need to give Misha some brakes, really, don't we? Feed the power in. You can't just stamp on the throttle in this car on a circuit, because you're right up in the rev range, much more so in, you know, where the power is, much more so than on the road. So we've got low fuel now. Hopefully James is going to get enough shots from the outside of the car. It's just eating everything around here. Kind of left foot braking, which is, you know, a little bit worse for the pads. Sorry, for the brakes. You're going to use more brakes, really, left foot braking, if you're kind of applying throttle and brake at the same time, which is just how I like to drive, you know. I think it's a remnant from karting when I was a kid. I do think it's faster. Could brake a little bit later, but trying to go a little bit easy on the car. The back end comes around nicely. It's not quite as progressive as, for example, the MG ZS180, which I know is a completely different type of car. Still V6. That's super controllable and aggressive. This is a little bit more snappy. And for letting us through, thank you. But it's quite controllable though. Famous last words, isn't it? Thank you. I think the bright red colour of the car helps with people letting us through. So yeah, we should be in full stiff mode now. This is where you tend to get the oversteer. Yeah, we're in full stiff mode. And it's funny because on the road that's like way too stiff in England, but on the track you feel like the car's sort of wallowing around quite a lot and you kind of want it stiffer. So, you know, big difference. That dark side van seems to be pretty quick, whatever it is. Hopefully he's letting us go. Yeah, you feel like if you do carry too much speed into the corners on the brakes, the car's likely to want to go into oversteer. Okay, so we've got check engine has come on and we've lost all power. So, don't like that. See if we can limp it back to the pits. I'm guessing this car's never seen a racetrack before and it just freaked itself out a little bit there. Hopefully it's just a sensor or something, and nothing major. We're going to keep right over to the right, let our brakes cool down, follow this guy. This seems super slow. It's 50 miles an hour this is, but it seems like we're doing about 2 miles an hour. We'll just go past him. Go and speak to Dan, see what he says, maybe get him to plug the car in and see what it's saying. We managed, what did we do? Probably 4 or 5 laps. It is certainly a lot of fun. It's going to be kind of sketchy around the Nürburgring, but then I guess anything quick is sketchy around there. You know, you need to, you can't push it to 100% around there really in anything unless you're racing. So, but yeah, it should be fun though. We can keep it in a straight line. So, we had to call it in the end. We did a few more laps in the car, but the engine management light kept coming back on. Something to do with a turbo actuator, I think. Is that right, James?
Wastegate.
Wastegate, yeah, that's the one. Ray will know what that is because not only is he a great driver, he's my teammate in the Swifts. He's also an engineer, so he actually understands what's going on with the car, not just turn the steering wheel, press the pedals, like me.
Your flap got stuck, basically.
The flap got stuck,
Your flap got stuck. So on the way out of the turbo, it releases the pressure, so it'll overboost. So it's basically trying to save the engine. So you've got sticky flaps.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the car?
I loved it, actually, Adam. Obviously, we came here to do a little bit of other work and then piggybacked it with this. I've wanted to drive one of these for quite a long time. I did nearly buy one a while ago. And you know when you always think, is it as good as the hype?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, you know, because it's got the, you know, the Ferrari-derived engine and this, and you always think, oh, yeah, it's probably a lot of journalists talking and going on about it. And you go on the forums, which is always a mistake, because if you go on the forums, they all blow up or they've got the wrong everything, and it's just a disaster.
Yeah.
No one ever goes on a forum and says something's mega, do they? It's always like, why does my gearbox make a funny noise? Or,
yeah.
And straight off the bat, did everything you shouldn't do, just made absolutely no checks whatsoever, didn't even look at what the tyres were, what the presses were.
Did we look at the brake pads?
No, only the warning light on the dashboard.
Yeah, you saw the warning light, yeah.
Straight off the bat, and just basically had a good old yeet round the track and loved it.
The thing is, I already knew the engine was mega from the road, but
Yeah.
you can't. It's such a capable car, is it? You can't really take it to the limit on the road.
Oh, absolutely not. You're going to get banned.
But the chassis is really good, huh?
I was surprised by, I'm not going to say compliant, because it wasn't particularly compliant. It wasn't soft, but the balance was very easy to judge. If you were to drive this quickly on a road, on a B road, or it's probably somewhere like the Isle of Man, you wouldn't be nervous of it. You know, you think, well, some cars are a bit edgy and a bit twitchy and you wouldn't want to drive them too fast on the road. I'm a test driver, so I always give quite a lot of gap in case something doesn't work. My lines are not racing lines, they're test driver's lines, so there's a margin of error.
He's very quick.
And I did that straight off with the car, pushed it a little bit, and it was lovely. That rear-wheel drive where you can just push the rear axle into the ground, load the tyre up, feel the tyre sort of biting into the surface. You can feel the strength of the car because the footprint, and then the car just pinged forwards. It's almost a little bit like when you drive a well-balanced Porsche, you know, and the engine's in the back. Because I did expect it to be a lot more snappy, a lot more pendulum, a lot more overshoot. Absolutely.
And it
wasn't.
sounds a bit like an old school Porsche as well, doesn't it?
When the engine management lights on, I go, and then,
yeah, not so much when the engine management light comes on. But yeah, it was kind of a bit of fun. We're going to try to get down to the, I'm going to the Nürburgring. Ray can't make it, but we'll try and get down there another time.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to do that. And
yeah,
we should definitely do a little bit more sort of playing around.
Yeah. And Ray's also started a YouTube channel called The Driven Engineer.
The Driven Engineer.
Is it actually live yet?
Possibly.
Make it live, and then if people want to subscribe, go and subscribe.
Yeah, so that's a little bit more about the technical stuff. So.
Yeah, so I'm not subscribed to it because it's of no interest to me whatsoever.
Well,
you might find it interesting.
It's well above your head, like a few things. It's not very often I get to tease somebody about lacking on inches. So.
Cheers, Ray.
Been great. Thanks for lending it to me, buddy.
See you later.